Alright everyone, it is February 10th, 4:39 p.m. here, and this is my daily video. So in today's video, I think I'm just going to keep it brief. Today I think the takeaway was my sympathetic. So what happened today was I sort of called the bottom here and the top here, but I didn't take the trade. Okay, so what happened was I said, oh my god, this is the bottom, right? And I was hesitant, didn't trade. And then I called the top here, hesitant, didn't trade. So I think what happened is the dorsal part of the nervous system was dominant, right? And this led to me sort of getting frustrated after I missed the trade. And again, so I think what happened is after that, and so I recognized it. I said, okay, I start off, I need to wait, wait for the setup, be patient. And so I didn't take the trades when they were there. And then after that, I felt really irritated. So I think my ventral nervous system wasn't in control, and the sympathetic was. That was when I was like, okay, I have to make it happen. I missed it. That was bad. I wasn't, taking the action, right? So then I didn't take and I was just frustrated after not taking the trade and letting it go, because I called both this bottom and top very nicely. So after that, I was more conscious this time of, okay, this is what's happening. My sympathetic saying I need to sort of take action and make it happen. So I did impulsively trade. And it was sort of an impulse trade. It wasn't that my edge wasn't there, but it was more so impulsive, like, I just wanted to click the button. More than it. I think the edge was there, but I was also looking for an excuse to click the button. So what I did was I sized down. When the trade came around, I sort of went, okay, I'll buy one here, buy another here, and then buy. So only one filled. It never kept going lower, and so I was only in one, and I made about $1 rally on SPY, which is pretty good. So about $50 on one micro. So yeah, I think I was looking. What time was that at? Let's go over here to go. Yeah. And then this, oh my god, when I went to sell, I accidentally shorted 2. So luckily that didn't really ruin the trade. But I bought 10.18 and sold 10.21. So at 10.18, we go over to 10.18. Where's that? Here. Yeah, so pretty good trade, right? Here. Sold there. So I bought before this move. So I made $1. So again, $1 is pretty good on SPY, but so again, I think it was, if we recall my previous video, right? I was talking about how money is on one side of the equation, money or no money, and on the other side, it's this, formula of edge, no edge, and then ventral, dorsal, sympathetic. So today it worked because I had an edge, right? If after making the money, I was sort of, okay, that's good. But yeah, I was trying to, hold the impulse, because after calling it twice and not entering, making no money, I'm like, fuck this, I need to fucking enter. Okay, so I took a trade, and I thought had an edge. So, okay. It's much better than last week, right? Last week I was flip-flopping. You can see this week I bought 5 micros, kept selling them, and then I bought 1 today. So really good start to the week here, right? So let's see if I can maintain this, because again, I think the key is just you have to be this magical nervous system expert before you trade. So yeah, I'm just sort of consciously going, okay, is it... Because I think, again, the key now is ventral nervous system and edge. That's how you get money. That's how you're guaranteed money. If the ventral nervous system and the edge are there, then money. Then equals just money. Okay? So, other than that, it was not a very eventful trading day. Is there anything on Zero Hedge to go over here? Okay, they're talking about software, right? And yeah, so let's see how the rest of the week goes here. Again, when I buy, I'm looking at the footprint, so I'm looking at, okay, is price trading within an area of acceptance? What event am I buying within the structure? So if we go over here to where I made money, all right, here's how I called the first 2 trades the first 2 trades and take, right? The spring held here, boom. Spring on the 10-minute structure, 5-minute, actually. So, right, tested the lows, right? So we have the BC reaction test, up thrust. This was the spring, right? So spring here. I saw the volume decline on the lower time frame. I was watching the footprint, but hesitated and didn't enter. So then after that, I noticed, okay, up thrust, and then we had a potential, last point of supply here, or an LPSY in what would have been the jump above the creek had it gone up, right? So I saw, okay, this held, right? Let me enter, because again, the up thrust, we know, immediately re-enters the range. Okay, so if the up thrust occurred, I was at, okay, now here's shakeout risk. So the shakeout, will dip below these lows, and that's a very hard trade in this environment because the top of book liquidity is so bad, right? So I took the trade here because, okay, we're trading in an area of acceptance. At the time, the 30-minute extended was showing a P distribution. The acceptance was up here, right? Accumulation between 9 and 10, right? And this delta is very good. Whenever you see a negative, if you see like a green candle and the corresponding volume delta is negative, right? And the close and the low, there's a wide distance. That means that's very bullish because the composite operator tested and absorbed supply. It hit something, right? And now the path of least resistance is up because they sold into a wall. They sold into the limit orders, and buyers are like aggressive sellers can't push price down. So you always want to look for springs and these candles where divergences where the candle's green, right? The result is bullish, but the effort is bearish, right? That's a very good sign of a long entry. So yeah, I think that's about it for today's video. So we're at, it's okay. Tomorrow, let's see how it goes. I'll just monitor my state again. right? I'm gonna look to size up to 3 tomorrow, and then depending on how that trade goes, I'll go up to 4. But right now, I'm up 200 in the last 2 days. So, I'd have to, again, like, the worst outcome possible for me to lose this, now I understand, has to occur. It goes parasympathetic, no edge. Then dorsal, no edge. Right? And then I just blow the money. Right? So yeah, I'll just keep it brief for right now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.